Good morning, dear student. Today I am going to teach you how British exploited the Indian agriculture or Indian economy during the colonial period. These were given some points, just like a point number first, trade malpractices. Number second, profitable import of British capital and enterprises. Third, exploitation through the managing agency system. Fourth, distorted growth price pattern. Fifth, economic drain. Sixth, unemployment of British nationals in the employment of British national in the colonial administration. Seventh, hostility toward the Indian enterprises. Eighth, stores purchasing policy. Ninth, manipulation of exchange rates. And tenth, preferential tariffs favorable to British. And 11th, exploiting India's resources for war. Now let us discuss one by one. Now if we talk about the trade malpractices are wrong practices. Wrong practices means only the Britisher want to collect the raw material from the agriculture sector in India, and in return they do not want the benefit, only the profit. Only their intention was to get the raw material very cheap. That is a trade malpractices. Again, Indian farmers are compelled to, if they cannot, they are forced to, rather than they are forced to sell the agricultural produce to the Britisher at the lower rate. And they, if any French colony or other government can provide higher rate, they are not allowed to. Second, profitable import of British capital and enterprises. Now import. Now the raw material, second point is the raw material gained from the India are carried through the British industry, and again the furnished goods are again sold to India at a very profitable, means very high rate. Third one, exploitation through the managing agency system. Just like a Indian, this led to concentration on the. Now some British agency system became became more powerful, or British colonial period given some power to the British enterprises. Fourth one, distorted growth pattern. Distorted means here not a distorted here exactly means not a proper pattern. The growth pattern of the Indian economy was distorted. They are not concerned about the Indian economic or Indian GDP growth. Rather than they want to distort, or that is also called drain of wealth. Or in a simple word, you can say Indian money is moving toward the British rule. Again, what is economic drain? Economic drain, this concept was given by Dadabhai Nehruji. Dadabhai Nehruji clearly told, he was the first person to say that Indian wealth or Indian money is flowing from India to England in a different way. This concept is called economic drain or drain of wealth. Again, employment of British nationals in the colonial administration, as you already know, higher military or higher officers post were reserved for the Britisher only. No Indian people, no Indian nationals are allowed to uh, allowed to recruit or allowed to appoint as a in a higher post jobs. All higher post or high salaried jobs are reserved for British employees only. And the hostility toward Indian enterprise. The Indian entrepreneur who have the industry, they were against of it. They were against of it, and the colonial government, any anyhow want to close the our cottage and textile industry or small handicraft industry. Now handicraft industries or indigenous industries or Indian made industries, which we were very much prosperous in handicraft, cottage and small scale industries. Now they were hostile, they were for hostile here means they are forcibly closed because they cannot face the competition from the industry made goods, highly industry made goods in England. Now again, another point is stores purchasing purchasing policy. The government required huge quantity of stores to its various departments, local administration, and army. These commodities were locally available within the country and could be purchased at lower rate in India. All these goods were imported from England so that British industries could flourish. Now, stores purchasing policy, that is means the Britishers furnished goods were uh, stored in our country so that they can be used at any time, and manipulation of exchange rate. Now you will be very much surprised at the time of independence, at the time of near about at the time of independence, the rate of the Indian dollar and one British pound was around equal. Now they manipulated simple means our currency's value is were depreciated. Similarly, though since independence, our country's value, our economy, since at the time of independence, $1 and ₹1 were equal. Now $1 is equals to around 74. Now that is the depreciation of Indian currency. So our purchasing power of our capacity of our currency is decreased. So Britishers want to do that. Now preferential tariff favorable to British. Point number 10 I am going. First of all, preferential tariffs. Tariffs are taxes imposed just like a custom duties favorable to British. Now suppose if you want to import the goods from any another country, there is a custom duty or that is called the tariffs. Now if French goods comes to India, then they were imposed very high tariff, but British goods were given preference means they are you can say the British goods import in India were tax free rather than. Now, our 11th point is India uh, during this period the world have faced two world war, first world war and second world war, and knowing and unknowingly the britisher without taking our constant, the britisher used Indian resources for the first and second world war. we can say we can say that forcefully India was indirectly India for the second and first world war with the help of Britisher, or our we can say our economy's resources were were used for first and second world war by the Britisher. Now these type of exploitation were done by the Britisher for Indian economy. In the next class, I will teach you about the impact of colonial rule in agriculture sector. Now what was the impact on agriculture sector? In the next class I will teach you. Thank you and have a nice day.